So what's up, guys? Welcome back. Today I just wanted to kind of go over this new Jeep build that I just built. Full disclosure, I'm not a carpenter, so the fact that I accomplished this, in my opinion, is amazing. There's a guy on YouTube, you can look him up. His name is Drew Sims. I stole a few ideas from him, but still made it a lot of my own. One of the things I did take from him was this cutting board right here. It works on a friction slide. You just pull it out. You got a nice little cutting board that you can chop all your vegetables or whatever else on. It's also got like a little storage area back here if you want to put some utensils back there. Right now mine's empty. It is a little rough to get in, but I like that about it. So on my fridge slide, comes out about yay far. I don't remember what the distance is. I think 36-inch slides. The fridge doesn't open up all the way, but that's fine with me. That's the way it's always been for me, and I'm used to it, and it works just fine. If you wanted to open up more, you could probably bring this all the way to the end, and you might be able to get it open even more, or be able to slide it out some. However, mine's tied down in the back, and I have my organizer here, which is one of my favorite things about this slide, because I mean, it's got all my stuff, my herbs, my spices, my cooking utensils. It's made a spot for my frying pan. Pretty much all of my meals are cooked on this skillet, so this has been really good for me because I don't have to go digging through stuff constantly to find what I need to cook with. The fridge is a BougeRV Rocky 40. I just got it a couple weeks ago. So far it's been really good. The only thing I don't like about it is it's not a true dual zone. They do have a slide that you can insert into it and create a dual zone, but your bigger zone cannot be colder than your small zone. No, your small zone cannot be bigger than your colder zone. So what that means is that you have your smaller area, you have bigger area. You can't make your bigger area your fridge and then your small area your freezer, which is what I'm accustomed to. It kind of sucks, but on the same token, most of my food doesn't stay in there more than a week anyway, and you can actually lower the temperature below freezing on this thing and keep the stuff that needs to be really cold on bottom, and it'll get pretty freezing down there on the bottom. So far it's worked great. It doesn't use a lot of power. Has all the safety features as far as like kicking off for low battery if you're running off your Jeep battery. Right now mine's running off of a solar battery that I have. But yeah, that's the fridge slide. I like it. It's pretty dope. Here I got the space for my Coleman stove. It's a dual fuel stove. You can run off of the white gas that you buy at like Walmart or whatever. And it also runs off of unleaded gasoline, which is why I got it. Because here pretty soon, as soon as I get the opportunity, I'm going to be installing some jerry cans onto the Jeep, so I have 5 gallons of gas along with 5 gallons of water. And that will make sure that I always have something to cook with. It also makes sure I always have fuel and water. And onto the bed. This is I believe it was a 4-inch memory foam mattress. I just kind of cut it to size that I need it, and so far it's been good. It's a firm bed, of course, you know, but I don't wake up in pain or anything like that. The only thing I don't like about it is that on my measurements I was off a little bit. So I actually intended to come down about here, which would give me just enough height in the Jeep for me to be able to sit straight up, and I'm unable to sit all the way up in my Jeep, which is kind of a drag. Maybe in the future I'll do something about it, but it's going to have to work for the season, and maybe by the end of the season I'll be used to it and it won't bother me, and it is what it is. But other than that, it's been great. Comfortable, no complaints really. Under the bed I have my drawer where I keep all my clothes and miscellaneous stuff. I don't know why I have a PlayStation controller in there, but I do. Right now it's pretty empty because I need to do laundry. But yeah, there's plenty of storage room in here. One thing I like about it. And I'll take you around to the bedside so you can see that. If you're wondering what that screen is, I actually just made it out of some plastic screen and some magnets so that I can roll my window down and I actually have a cool breeze coming through there, and it also allows the moisture to get out. All I did was put a little Gorilla Tape on top so I can close the door on it and it won't hurt anything. So here's where I keep my camping supplies. Inside there is a 1,000-watt generator, which is bone dry right now, so I can't run it. And then in here, if you can see, there's a shelf with my main battery that runs, that's like my main power station, and it never comes out of the Jeep. So I actually have a board there and it can't come out. I mean, I can take it out if I need to, but for the most part, it just stays in there. And I got my little bedside table, and I have my little battery that I use around the campsite. The big battery is a Kufli. I bought it on sale. I got that and a 120-watt solar panel, I believe, for like, I don't know, 500 bucks. It was a pretty cheap deal, but the reason was because they were a brand new brand. Nobody had heard of them. And I ended up getting the warranty, and it's a good thing I did, because I went through 2 batteries and 1 charger before they got it right. However, all I did was email them. They sent me new batteries, new chargers, whatever I needed, and now it works. My only complaint about it is that you can't charge it off your vehicle battery. It pulls too much amperage, and you'll blow a fuse every single time. It charges at like 200 and something watts per hour. So it fills up in a couple hours. It's 1,100 watts, I think. And that's my only complaint. So most of the time I have to plug my battery in, my smaller battery in, and charge it while I'm driving if I'm not running off the generator. And I just transfer the power from that into there. So that's the bedside. I like it. It's got plenty of little room for my little knickknacks and stuff like that. You can see I put a little bungee cord in the back to keep my little aerosol sprays and stuff like that. My passenger seat is just my overflow. It's where I keep my backpacks and duffel bag and stuff like that, hiking backpack, and my little Spider-Man. Up top is my ice fishing tent with my wood burning stove, because I spend most of the winters in Park City or some other ski area because I love snowboarding, so that's what I do. I'm not amazing at it, but I still enjoy it. And the tent is a Nomadic Legend, I believe is the name brand, and it works great during the winter. It doesn't come with a stove jack, but it's simple to install. You can buy one off Amazon for like, I don't know, it's 10, 15 bucks or something like that. And it's really easy to install, and you have a wood burning stove. And that's what the other thing is up there, is a wood burning stove. Don't remember the name brand, but it was one of those Amazon brands. It works fine. Maybe get an upgrade one day. And on this side, we have essentially my utility area. I have my Starlink router and all that stuff mounted right there. Last build I had, everything was just kind of piled in here. And I mean, if I wanted to go somewhere and use Starlink, I had to take everything out, wire everything up, find a place for it, and it was just kind of a drag. So this time I decided I was just going to mount it in there. I stuck Velcro to it, and so far it's held just fine. And so all I need to do is get out my satellite dish, plug it in with this, and then plug the power in, and good to go. Pretty nifty. So if you look right here, there's a diesel generator, or a diesel heater. If you're going to be winter camping for any kind of time, then I highly, highly recommend having that, because it's been a godsend on those nights when it's like -4 and you're trying to sleep in a parking lot in Park City with no heat. So last time I just had like this flexible tube that was coming off of it, and I could just kind of direct it wherever I wanted, just kind of flopped around the Jeep. This time I've actually mounted it in there and drilled a hole. Well, I had drilled a hole through the floor last time. You will have to drill a hole through the floor for the exhaust and the air intake. But other than that, it's pretty simple to install. This is the diesel tank for it. You can run it a good little while off of just this little bit of diesel. This time I've actually run the hose and mounted it up by the bedside table, and it has a little thing that I can direct where the flow goes. So we'll see how well that works. I think it'll be good. But if you're up underneath here, there's some more storage area, I'm not going to stick you in there and let you see or anything, but it's just a little storage area underneath the fridge that you can access either by reaching in here, or you can slide the fridge out and just reach in through the top and get whatever you need. And that's where I store my other battery, and I get some little containers in there with soap and whatever else I need, little knickknacks. Up top, these boxes are rigid boxes. I got them at Home Depot. Got them at Home Depot, and had them a few years now actually, and they've held up pretty well. I just drilled holes through the bottom and got some flat bar and used bolts to mount them to my roof rack. And that's where I keep a lot of like little knickknacks and cooking supplies and other things that I need around the campsite. And that's about it. That's pretty much my Jeep as a whole. Like I said, the only thing that I don't like is that I can't sit up straight in my bed. However, it's still pretty comfortable. It's still pretty good. I still enjoy it. I do wish I would have taken more time and maybe protected this wood, because I think this might actually be staying in here for a while. So maybe when I get done with the ski season, if it's not too messed up, I'll take all this stuff out and protect the wood. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. If you got something out of this, or you like the build or whatever, you want to follow me on some of my little adventures, I'll be doing a lot of videos on like the remote camping areas that you can get to. I don't go anywhere crazy because I'm not interested in tearing up my Jeep and breaking axles and stupid stuff like that, but there's a lot of places that you can only go with high clearance vehicles, and I'm more than comfortable going with that. But I'll be doing a lot of like the free campgrounds, like where I am right now. This is Panther Creek, North Carolina. I'll be doing a video on it. It's a really great campsite. The only drawback is there's 2 campsites, but that's for another time. So yeah, if you got anything out of this, you just want to follow along, like, subscribe, all that, and as always, deuces.